2, 1. Yeah, we're here. We're here. Live After High School podcast number 45. This is called The Man, the Player, the Soldier. A little word play on the man, the myth, the legend, because, guys, it has been a long time. And this existence of this podcast, holy God, this guy has been wanting to come on for a long, long time. We wanted to do it over Zoom, but that shit didn't work. Now, we're doing it right now in person. Podcast rating is restricted. Following is horrible jokes, offensive jokes, copyright music, uncensored stories may happen. Under 17 requires accompanying parent or adult guardian. We try not to say names here. Viewer discussion is advised. Podcast Instagram is Live After HS Podcast, all lowercase. Follow us for new episodes and clips every Monday and Friday, hopefully. I recently have been struggling to get my clips edited. I have a lot of clips ready, and then I'm going to have to get clips for this one, and then I got another one next week, so I got to do that. But that's the name of the game. Our guest has no social media, so you can't follow him, you can't track him, you can't do nothing to him, because no social media. Brought to you by, we have a new plug, new thing. I don't know what happened with 3Ds. They're somewhere there, and out there they are cutting heads, making names, getting people right, freshly faded. But right now we got the Gorilla Mob in the house. Gorilla Mob, follow them on Instagram at Gorilla Mob 817, all lowercase. New content coming soon. We're actually going to react to something from Gorilla Mob because Gorilla Mob, Chonchito, is the next guest. I will reveal that right now. But for now, we got his brother's music. You remember what happened with this song?
Actually, no, I don't.
Remember you played this song? Like, it was a homecoming parade, right? And then everybody was like waiting, and then you were playing this part in the back of the car. You remember that?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I thought of the song, because everybody was like, well, one, your brother Ian, my good friend Ian, his little brother, he was playing trombone, and he was like, and
motorcycle
noises in my old car, in the hoopty, the Saturn. Yeah,
the memories we've had in there.
And then you were playing da 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 da, and all the like everybody, because everybody in our area is Mexican, and they're like, oh,
of course you got
they're playing that,
hollering.
Huh?
You got people hollering on the enjoying the night out.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, so what is up, Osiel?
Nothing much, as I've been excited to come on the show for a while. You may know me as my actual name, Osiel Gonzalez, or you might have a couple episodes back, I was Bobo the Displeased Clown.
Yes, Bobo the Displeased Clown. Everybody was like, who the hell is Bobo?
Yeah, I know, because there's like this old picture, like behind the story, there's an old picture of like something I found on online or something that's a stupid meme, where it's just a 6-year-old in a family photo, but he insisted on dressing up like a clown, and he has this freaking like mafia mug face on. He's like just like sprayed on, just looks like all disappointed and everything like that, like nothing you could do to be good for him.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took that, and I was kind of bored, and I always wanted to have a wacky YouTube name on YouTube, so I just Bobo the Displeased Clown.
Bobo the Displeased Clown. And you're very interactive, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a lot of people will just watch and do whatever, but then you're actually interactive and asking, so...
Yeah, I want to show some love.
Yeah, good on you, man. I appreciate that. So, let's take it back. We met junior year of high school when y'all moved to our school, and we didn't have band at first, but we had one class that was saying it was what was it, algebra?
Bomb lattice.
Name drop.
Oh, we're not supposed to do that?
No, but I don't think he works there anymore, so we're fine. And then we got a lot of people have had stories too. Like, you're not the only one to name drop him. Like I said, next guest, he on his first time coming, he name dropped him. He was like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm like, nah, but it's okay.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll make nicknames, and you know who it's talking about.
I'll try. You'll make a nickname, and it'll be all right. I'll figure it out. But yeah, and then, man, so the wacky story. We've had some wacky stories during that time.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember any, or is it all blur?
Most of it is a blur, but if you just talk about it, I'll remember it.
Yeah,
and I'll just say what I remember in my thoughts.
First, the bike story. The one we talked about the other day.
Yeah, that happened senior year, right?
That's senior year, yeah. So we're jumping back and forth a little bit. But senior year, you were riding a bike everywhere. And that's when I had the car. I had my car, the old one. Then, what do you call it? I I go to Walmart, or I say I'm gonna go. I don't even remember what happened.
No, I went to Walmart to buy rotisserie chicken so I can eat in class the whole ass rotisserie chicken. All right.
Yeah.
I just met you over there. You were doing something. You were just like buying something.
I was like buying something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we just kind of met there. It was like, hey, do you mind? We're running kind of late. Do you mind giving me a ride back? And of course, he always up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
But then I told you, oh shit, I got my bike with me. And you're like, nah, I'm fine. You can put it in the truck. But no, like the shit is like the 20-inch 9 rims, and like the whole bike is like freaking huge.
Yeah.
It's like almost 5 feet long and like 3 feet tall.
The seat was higher. I remember the one time after. I think it was like before one of the band concerts that I wasn't in. I think it was like jazz or something, and everybody just was riding your bike up and down the street.
And they were falling over because it was super high. Yeah, because usually I was growing up. I always had a bike that with the seat all the way low as it can.
Why?
And then I don't know. It's just I was comfy with it, right?
Right.
And my dad was like, "Hey, it's too short for you. You should bring it up." So I brought it up to like where I could barely touch the floor with my tippy toes. Right, but that felt a whole lot better and I could pedal faster, so that's why it was super up in the first place.
I mean, that's balance for you if you really think about it. And then we put the bike in, and god damn it.
Yeah, like, I don't know how we made it fit in. We just kind of like twisted it and bent it as much as we could, and we just perfectly slid it in place to begin with.
It was wedged.
Mm-hmm. It was perfectly wedged inside there, too, and the chain was all greasy, and I felt bad because it...
Grease stains?
Yeah, there's grease stains on your seat.
People were like, what the hell did you do here? I don't know.
And I felt so bad.
People were assuming the worst. Mm. And then, what happened to that rotisserie chicken you bought? Because I thought we went to Subway.
We did go to Subway.
I ate Subway, and I think you got, they don't have them.
The
blood pressure
things.
I don't think they have those anymore because of COVID.
No, I've seen them. They're still there.
Do they even work?
Yeah, they still work. I see like old people do it all the time. It's like the Walmart old people too, so they're a little weird looking.
The Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart brings like freaking goblins out of nowhere. It's like it's crazy.
Goblins.
Especially like late night when the sun goes down, they just kind of crawl out of all their little homes and they go over there and just have some fun time.
At night. Taking out the trash. At night. Getting my blood pressure. At night.
Eating a whole ass rotisserie chicken. At night.
In school.
Yeah, I know, because the reason why I got it and brought it back to school is because the teacher I had there, she was old. She was one of her last years there. A lot of people didn't like her. But the class she had there didn't have a curriculum because she convinced the actual school board and the actual school to have like an experimental class to teach her how to like write in like college.
Right.
But since I didn't have a curriculum, and she was like, all right, guys, you want to write like a 10-page essay, you do some bullshit project, and you all get an A on.
Wow.
Yeah, she basically used that as an off period to grade her papers.
Really?
Yeah, and it was freaking awesome.
Dude, so she convinced the school board to pretty much teach her own way?
Yeah, to teach her own way how to actually teach how to write in college, which is actually super freaking useful.
Right.
But just unfortunately, she didn't have a curriculum for it. Yeah, so she was just basically like, oh, wow, I actually got it. Okay, now I have to actually make a plan.
Right. It was one of those things where, did she think that it wasn't going to happen? She thought it was going to get turned down or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Dang. But then she ended up getting it, so that's what's up. But then, did she stay after we left or no?
I don't know.
I think, if I were to guess, I would think she would retire.
Yeah.
Damn. And then I'm pretty sure once they get a new teacher, they're like, here's the curriculum, here you go.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But the thing is, like, since she was one of those that if you don't show any respect, she's going to straight up just not respect you back.
Oh, damn.
And very few people kind of grabbed onto that or kind of, like, saw that, and everyone just hated her. So anyway, I brought it in. I walked in there with the Walmart bag and the rotisserie chicken, and she's like,
it smells good.
Did you get that for the whole class or something? It's like, nah, I'm going to eat it. It's like, you're going to eat the whole rotisserie chicken. Yeah.
No fork, no nothing.
No fork, no nothing. I had napkins, of course. I'm not a freaking animal.
Don't touch me with your greasy hands.
Oh, yeah, yesterday. There was a bonfire.
Shout out Ray, because he when I told him we were doing this, I guess he didn't know. And he was like, y'all are doing it for real?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he'll watch this one.
Sorry, I'm just going to try to keep it short, but all throughout the day, she was just, or the class, she was just grading papers, answering emails, and every now and then just looking up at me. It's like, made a weird face, like, I wonder if he's actually going to do it. With a little smaller face, right? Just kept going. And by the end of the class, I'd finished everything down to the bone. I eat in the cartilage too, cause you know me, like I eat like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker.
Like a motherfucker.
I can't anymore, but still.
Dang.
At the time, I was eating like crazy.
You were. Like, dang. Like, I remember one of the first times we hung out was we got Chinese.
Oh.
And that place is closed now. That sucked. Yeah, man. It was like my first childhood place I went to go get Chinese at.
You mind if I take my chanclas out?
Yeah, go ahead. I was like, man, you came in here with chanclas?
Yeah. I hate shoes.
You hate shoes?
I hate shoes. I'd go barefoot everywhere if I could.
Damn.
Anyway, continue.
But fucking so yeah, there was this Chinese place I used to go to all the time. It was run by a couple cooks and then a lady, and she had her son help her. And I've seen this kid ever since he was a kid.
Oh wow!
And I think he did I don't know, but I think he did virtual learning, but back then it's because he had to be taught in his language before he learned English.
Yeah, no, it's one of them. They had like a Bluetooth earpiece, right?
Yes.
There was a lady, and I just heard her just angrily screaming, and I think it was Mandarin.
Mandarin.
I think it was Mandarin because like it wasn't Cantonese or anything like that for sure, but it was like Mandarin. She was just angrily just screaming at it, but in a like respectful way. Just I'm guessing that's just the way kind of person they are.
Yeah.
And just going on, I was like, whoa, and I thought she was screaming at somebody, and then I noticed the earpiece, and I was like, oh, all right, thank you for the food.
Thank you for the food. And then that place closed. There's another place there, but no, not gonna go. And we used to fill them to the highest degree.
And then I asked for leftovers, and he was like, no, dude, I gotta eat this for later.
That's just funny.
Yeah, they really pack it in there. They just have to they have to like kind of press on the top.
You said to shake it.
Barely close it.
The trick is to shake it. And then it gave like an inch or two more room so you can close it.
Put some mushrooms on top, close it.
Oh, the mushrooms. And then, so for 45, because our classes used to be 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, you tore up a whole chicken.
Yeah.
So, that's it.
Yeah, I was hungry.
God damn. And what did she say?
She was like, never in my life have I ever seen... And I raised some hungry boys. She was kind of southern. I've never in my life seen anyone tear up an entire chicken like that. You're a special boy there.
You're a special kind of guy.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I was hungry.
And then, what did the people around you say?
They kind of expected that already. They already knew how it was.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, because I struggle not to talk to the people around me.
Right. Yeah, you do talk to a lot of people. I think we were at the same Walmart buying something, or you were buying the chicken, and I think there was a guy who was talking to us. I now just remembered. Remember he was asking about 5-hour energies and shit?
Oh, yeah.
He was like, guys, does this stuff work?
Yeah.
I've been falling asleep at the wheel.
And then I was telling him something about, I was like, yeah, the weird thing is, like, it's the B12 vitamin that's the main thing that gives you energy.
Right. It's not just sugar.
It's B12 and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, I think I might try it. And then after all that, he put it down and left.
Had a coffee, drank it already. He's like, a coffee doesn't do nothing to me anymore. I'm still falling asleep at the wheel. And he's like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And then it's like he just started talking to you and you started talking to him. And then, like, I don't know. Strangers don't scare you, do they?
Oh, no. Well, regular strangers throughout the day, they don't scare me, right? But whenever night comes out and all the crackheads and freaking out, stuff like that.
All
like
the crackheads, skitzers, and... like tweakers, yeah, they come out, the freaks come out at night type shit. Fucking then you're like, I don't want to get stabbed, can you take me home? Yeah,
that's basically it. But I mean, if I have to, I will talk with them, but if it gets a little too sketchy, I know how to cut it short and just like, hey, leave me alone. And I had to do it a couple times.
When did you have to do that?
My bus ride over here to Austin. Oh, well, I was in Killeen. And then there was no direct bus ride from Killeen to Fort Worth.
Oh,
so I had to be dropped off at Austin. And the plan was to take the bus there, only spend as little time as possible in Austin, and then go to Fort Worth. So basically what happened was there was a rental bus driver and a rental bus. And all he did was just sat there when he got there, whenever was the time there. And there was like 8-10 other people who was going to take that bus too. Yeah. He just sat there in the thing. There was no intercom. There was nothing saying, like, Austin sucks, man. I hate Austin so much.
You hate it?
Unless you're going there for a specific thing. It's like, oh, we're going to go to this specific local restaurant, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Just that and go. I had to stay around the streets, and just like the actual city, anything has to do with the actual city, like public fare, or just being out there in the public. Because there's a lot of homeless people do there.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's a major city. Yeah, I know Austin.
I know, but it's different from. It's worse than all the other ones here in Texas, from what I've seen.
Well, I wouldn't compare, Houston, because I've never been to Houston or, San Antonio.
I know, that's what I'm saying, what I've seen. I've never seen any of that in San Antonio. And there's some here, but it's not... You know those garbage cans that you put on the street? There's a purple one out there filled like halfway with just needles. And a couple around it on the floor.
Oh, God.
It's that bad.
That sounds like some sauce.
So anyway, the rental bus driver there, he just sat there for like 5 minutes and was like, all right, I guess there's nobody on this one, and he just took off. And then I had to rebook at 9 o'clock. It was scheduled to take off at 6. I just spent 3 hours with a bunch of tweakers, crackheads, random shady people, and just regular old people like me trying to get from one place to another.
In the great city of Austin.
Yeah, and in the bus station. And
you were at a bus station too, just waiting.
Yeah, and just I don't know where this skeleton lady came in wearing like the bare minimum of clothes. All right.
Oh God.
She came in dripping with sweat. She was walking with this weird limp. Sometimes it'll go away and switch. And she was just speaking gibberish. She walked in one big ass circle, and they made a beeline to the bathroom. Well, meanwhile, there was a mom there who was like, "Oh shit!" She got up. Like, not even a second before the lady went inside the bathroom, and she took her 2 kids out of there. One of them was like 7, one of them was like 12.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. I was like,
people with kids, man.
Yeah.
Some people
taking the bus, too.
Taking the bus, that's a risk within itself.
Yeah.
I mean, recently, like me, I pick up relatives, like from school and whatnot, so I see... I'm kind of seeing a return to normality a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are wearing masks, and I'm glad they kind of mandated masks in school a little bit. And then, so I see, parents, having to do this. And the way they organize pickup is we do it by name, by teacher, and, like, we do it by car. So we don't have to do...
them out, right?
Yeah, so we don't have to go up there physically anymore. And that's what they want to... Some people still do it, but, like, they want to stop it to... a degree, but
did you have to sign it?
Yeah.
Sign them out? Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the way people do that. Like there are some other places or schools that require, the paper in order to go in and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. As long as I can go in and as long as I got the paper, I'm fine. But like I see parents with kids. There was one parent. Mm-hmm. They didn't start until a day or two ago.
Yeah.
But in this Texas heat, in this humidity, there is a newborn. She keeps taking her newborn to pick her other kids up.
Yep.
No stroller, no carrier, carrying this, like, because it's a newborn when they look alien-like and whatever.
Did it look like premature? A premature baby?
Not really a
preemie. Just a newborn.
Just a newborn. Like, I can tell that this baby is probably a month or 2 old. You can tell.
Yeah.
Right? And in this hot heat, she's been walking back and forth with this baby on hand. This little guy is flopping around. Yes. And it's like 97-degree weather. And I'm like...
If that baby lives, it ain't going to feel hot. Like it's going to brag and it's like, yeah, it's not hot.
Yeah. I'm going to... Like, so I told a friend... And she kind of like, why you gotta call her bitch? I was like, this bitch is fucking...
She's walking around with a newborn in this hot fucking sun.
And then here's the thing. When she forgot something in her car,
no.
She put the baby down on the seat. And I don't know if it was like soft foam or, leather seat. If it was a leather seat, oh no.
That wasn't like a concrete bench or nothing like that?
No. No, back in her car. She put it back in the car.
Oh, okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah, it's
a little bit.
If it was on a bench, oh no.
You could fry eggs on those.
You can. You can, man, but like...
Have you done it before?
No, but have you?
Oh my lord, yeah, I have.
You fried an egg on a bench?
Yeah, in front of my grandma's house, I was kind of raised in there, right? In front of the first couple steps, there's like these tiles.
Right.
But they're like a really dark color, and they're kind of like it just gets freaking hot, right?
Right.
So I just kind of saw it on a cartoon, right? And I was kind of like, I wonder if that's real. So I ran inside when nobody's looking, and I actually got a chicken egg. And like I look over the shoulder the entire time because I would get my ass beat for just wasting an egg. And they cracked it on there, started sizzling. I was like, ooh! But it's stuck on there because there's no oil or anything like there, and I tried to hide as much as I could.
God damn.
Like at the end, I was kind of like panicking. I got like a stick and started scraping it up. Like, no, please come on.
Trying to make a scrambled egg right there.
No, trying to get rid of the evidence.
Did the eggshell melt?
No, it was just the egg. Because if you cook an egg on a pan,
right,
it sticks.
Right.
It was like that, but like times 1,000.
It was stuck on.
Yeah, like when I tried getting it off, just with with something to actually like clean it off.
Right.
Legit, only the top layer came off, and the rest was just stuck and burnt on the bottom.
The egg was firmly planted.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp. Ah!
The teardrop coming out.
The teardrop coming out of Squidward's eye.
Yeah, no. Me and Ian, we quote like SpongeBob and all these other shows that we grew up watching.
Dude,
crazy.
I'm pretty sure everybody can quote SpongeBob at this point.
Yeah.
The newer episodes, no.
Yeah, I kind of tuned out of that.
Yeah, I tuned out.
I've only seen like the wild clips.
Yeah.
They just on YouTube somewhere like a shit post.
Yeah.
It's just like some freaking weird thing that happens in SpongeBob.
Yeah, and then like the animation style, it looks more modern, but then again, it doesn't feel the same.
Speaking about animation,
What's
do you
up?
know much about animation?
Animation itself, like creating?
Yeah, like 2D animation, stuff like that.
A little bit. I messed with it back in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Ronan. Remember Ronan? Yeah, y'all remember Ronan?
Big boy Ronan.
Vision. He was a legend on the gaming channel. We had a computer class back in middle school, and if he were here, he would be like, "Don't fucking talk about that shit," because I used to mess with him every day. I was like, "Hey, Ronan, what are you doing?" I was just tormenting him, being a little annoying person. But the one project I remember in particular from that class was we messed with stick figures, like them like figures that are on the signs in the roads or like the bathroom or whatever. But these stick figures had appendages where we can move their knees, their elbows, their arms. Yeah, it was a rig. And our teacher had us make like a tiny animation. They said, as long as you include more than 2 characters and your little scene is at least 30 seconds long, do whatever. So
get the creative license.
Yeah. So I remember doing like this crazy kung fu type thing where I had my guy kind of do like a split kick where he jumped in the air, kicked 2 people. I remember a buddy of mine who was an overachiever. He was always smart. And then I had him for band, and he knew everything. And when it came to trumpet, he actually became drum major at his respective high school, at his respective band. I remember he did like punch, kicking the balls. Like he animated all of that. He animated the guy on the ground.
Extra mile.
Yeah.
Instead of just the basic, just move one thing, call it a punch. He actually like moved the entire body to do something.
Yeah. Or I remember, shout out Ronan yet again. He he made. I remember this so vividly. He made one of the stick figures so giant that he made another stick figure like a football. He kicked him, and he made an animation of this kicked stick figure flying,
just flailing around,
and then the end of the scene has this little guy who's watching someone fly, and he's like,
just
like his arms were like in T-pose, and he just made his knees go. So his project was funny.
Nice.
So I know a little bit about animation, but not much. Like I know there's a lot that goes into it, whether it's the drawing aspect, the artist part, or the tediness of it is so high that it costs a lot of money to make a show.
Most of that why it's so expensive is because usually like stuff with like, I don't know, like Family Guy or like something you actually see on TV that actually has a whole ass studio. They basically, that money goes to paying the artists, right?
The artists.
Some of those actually, or the actual animators. But some companies and stuff like that, which happens a lot, surprisingly, where you make the storyboard here in America,
right,
or whatever is being made, right? They do the storyboard, they do everything what it needs to be done,
right,
what the way it is, and if they want the animators to do anything specific, they kind of add little notes and the actual things.
Yeah.
Then there's like just that on itself. There's so many different ways you can do that.
Right.
So many different ways. Do that, right? But regardless, that gets done, and then it gets shipped overseas to somewhere. A lot of times, a lot of the shows that we had growing up was in Canada. It'd be animated in Canada. Ooh. Right now, nowadays, a lot of the cartoons nowadays, like this era right now, is being like somewhere in like South Korea or like some other Asian places.
Wow.
I know the Philippines, they have a lot of those too, where they just specifically animate
for
big businesses and stuff like that. So it gets shipped overseas and gets back over here, and then and it's crazy too. Like even though there's like cleanup artists where if they get the lip sync wrong or if they even don't do the lip sync at all, they just finish all that here in the States.
Oh.
And that's just with the big stuff. Now, if you're doing like small, like freelance or just basically like you know, like on YouTube, there's a lot of like actual.
There's animations everywhere. Yeah.
Like an actual series, like one like all that, like all that needs to come, like has to be people that you know. People most of the time it's gonna be here in the United States.
Yeah.
And that stuff is even more expensive to do because you need to actually pay people full price, everything like that, and you have to have like connections too with actually good artists who can do all that stuff. And they got to pay voice actors, and they got to pay all that stuff and stuff like that. And those people do it for the most part. They do it because they want to.
Yeah.
And then hopefully it's like in the back burner, it's like hopefully he gets bought by a company, and I make some money.
Oh! He kicked the table and it went down. And it it connected. It reconnected. It went white for a second. That's hilarious. But yeah. I get that fully. The thing also is it's very time consuming.
Oh, very much so.
And one episode could take months.
Yeah.
Simply. And then people are like, they want a whole season.
Yeah.
Like, say, typically an animated show has like 20 episodes a season. Mm-hmm. Or like more than 10 at least. So if this takes 10 months for one episode, how long? Like, it takes a lot for an actual show.
Oh yeah, and that's not considering if they're animating in ones, twos, threes, the amount of frames per second and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you really want to get into it, like there's this YouTube channel called Noodle. Yeah, and it looks can I show the camera?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Kind of looks something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, and like his last couple of videos, he actually gets into like actual animations. Like the actual like frames per second doesn't really, like you've always heard like 60 frames per second is the smoothest ever. Well, that's not really the case. It just has to do with how well you get in animating in those styles. Because the brain is really good at filling in the dots or filling in between the lines. Yeah. So it's real interesting in that, but it's not something I actually am interested enough to actually do as a career.
Oh yeah. Me as a kid, I thought about it, but then when I saw what it is for TV, I was thinking, well, when I first thought about it, it was when I thought about video games. Because I was that type of kid that would watch all the extras. That's when like video games had content
like
in
the
them.
behind the scenes,
behind the scenes and whatever, and
like in Mortal Kombat, all those different things you can actually look behind.
Yeah, exactly. The game, whatever. Because I would unlock everything in them, and then I would watch all the behind the scenes. So there would be like 3D test. There would be like the concept art. Plenty of concept art.
Dude, don't even get me started on 3D animation.
Oh, 3D animation too.
The Disney movies, like I don't even watch them for the actual movie. I watch it for the actual animation. Like Frozen 2, I couldn't give two shits about the actual story. But the actual like animation there, I was like, my mind is freaking blown what they can do now.
It did look good. It looked really aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, not only that, like it blew my mind because of basically all the physics they got into there. Like one that I actually do remember is it was like the freaking snowman was like having like a music or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like a fantasy, and they're just out on a picnic table and everything like that, and just the way that the actual corner of the actual like blanket that they're on, they move it, the grass moves like organically, it moves like real life physics. The actual fabric, you can actually see the actual individual seams move. You can see it like interact and push the blades of grass. You can like see the rolling hills of like the wind. Like if you're out in the field, you can actually see like the wind pushing the grass and all that. Like holy cow! Like nowadays I only watch it for the actual like animation.
Right. And then going back to what you said about like having a certain style, it was like I'm pretty sure Disney didn't have all that back in the day when they were still making their first animations.
Oh, when they're making the first animations, they actually did care because at that time they didn't realize that their name can sell.
Yeah.
Back then, they actually like Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Snow White, all that stuff. They were making it as best as they can so that people would actually watch it and buy it. And there was like some kind of a like joy and like a self-respect when it came to that kind of stuff.
Right.
They weren't like money grabbing everything. They weren't buying all this stuff. Like it hasn't turned into a huge corporation yet.
There was a movie I watched. I think it was based on Walt Disney and everything, where they would film it and then it would be like papers and boxes and I don't know how they animated, but jeez.
Oh yeah,
they've come along, and then
that's the traditional one too. Nowadays, you can actually what you did with the stick figures.
Mm-hmm.
They're called rigs, and most of the animation nowadays, especially like with the cheap stuff, like for kid shows and everything like that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's not done frame by frame. It's done by this software.
Yeah.
They actually take the rigs, move it, and just kind of stretch them around a whole bunch, and then you could just add all the stuff later on, like lip syncing, blinking, stuff like that. That's done after the fact. Traditional animation and the just really like high effort 3D animations are like my favorite thing to watch, like ever in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And then one thing that also trips me out, like going back to Mortal Kombat, was it's so crazy that the first and second game, and I think even the third game too, they were all character sprites of real people that were digitized. And they had everybody pose for each and every single individual move. They had to make the costumes themselves. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of bad because, like, you have, like, characters such as Goro. They couldn't make...
with the forearms.
Or Goro or whatever. They had to make a little mold piece. Mm-hmm. And then they had to animate that.
Yeah, that specific type of technique is called rotoscoping.
Rotoscoping.
Yeah. So basically, they either take pictures, like back in the early days, like with that game, they only took pictures and actually animated around that.
Yeah.
But as time went on, or even back in like the actual like when the first cartoons came out, like Betty Boop, that kind of stuff, that rubber hose animation stuff.
Yeah.
They actually take an actual video of a person dancing or moving around, and then they actually animate on top of that. So that's why, like, so most of the time, like back then, in those rubber hose things.
Yeah.
It's very fluid, right? So like if you actually get like somebody dancing, like one that I actually do really love is a Betty Boop song called St. James Infirmary. Mm. There's a character called Coco the Clown, and he's like dancing and like very modern-esque, right? And he's actually the entire dance and everything is actually rotoscoped from an actual dancer called Cab Calloway. Ooh. And he was singing at the same time too.
Cab Calloway,
it was one of his songs. It was one of his songs he was singing.
Which one was it?
St. James Infirmary.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it was a cover of it.
I like the personal favorite of mine from Cab Calloway is Minnie the Moocher.
Oh yeah, they also did that one too.
Yeah,
just on your own time, man. Search it up.
Oh,
it's gonna be like a dancing walrus, and that dancing walrus was actually rotoscoped from the actual Cab Calloway dancing.
Wow. Yeah. So he's immortalized. Well, he's been immortalized, but
of course.
But in animation too. I didn't think of it that way.
No, and it's really nice too because not only at the time they're really talented in the sense that they can actually animate on top of it, but since it's like if you actually watch it, like they move like they don't have bones sometimes, and it still looks as fluid as they're actually tracing on top of them. Like holy cow, I have a respect and for animation. I actually prefer animation, whether it be 2D, 3D, or anything like that, other than live action, especially with like the movie stuff, like the MCU universe and everything like that. I was
gonna say, how do you feel about certain live action aspects?
Yeah, so basically, if it's just like a drama that you're watching with like no special effects, or if there's no like freaking fireballs or anything like that, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, stuff like that, where you actually have some stuff that you can't really that you need CGI for.
Yeah. For
me, it kind of like you can tell like hardcore, even if it's really good, like in the MCU, like the new movies that are like Avengers Infinity War and stuff like that.
Yeah, all of them were on green screen.
Yeah, I know. No, of course. But what I'm saying is, like, even though like that stuff is really nice, it still doesn't really, in my head, it doesn't translate perfectly because like you can see like it's live action and then CGI. Yeah. Even I guess it's just knowing the fact that it is CGI, not in like the same kind of format as them both. It kind of trips me a little bit. Whereas animation, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, you can see like the waterbend and everything like that. The actual person looks exactly the same style, and it looks exactly the same, like it's in the same world as the actual like water or fire or anything moving.
You're talking about the show, right? Not the movie.
Oh yeah, the show.
Yeah, okay, thank God.
I know.
I was gonna say the Last Airbender, the movie, is just trash.
But you know what I'm saying, right? Like it's seamless.
It's seamless.
It's not special effects. It's the entirety of the thing. And both the people, things moving around, and just stuff like that. Like it perfectly seamlessly works together. Yes. Whereas CGI, even in the good stuff too, like that kind of like the new movies that are coming out. Yeah. There's still like a disconnect that I'm not really seeing.
You're not seeing. Or how do you feel about when certain games or even movies are all live action, but they're animated over, where it's the actors, but they're in these suits. They got
suits.
the mocap suits, and then they got these things all over. How do you feel about those?
Perfectly fine. Like God of War or The Last of Us, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, even older too. They started doing that a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
Like a God of War. Some of those were actually rotoscoped, and like the older ones with the rig suit. You know, the ping pong balls.
Yes.
They actually get the actual footage of the ping pong balls digitally.
Yes.
And then they actually work a rig over that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's rigs like a perfect 2D. That's the rig that I was talking about, right? There's also rigs for 3Ds with the mocap suits and stuff like that. Since it's all the end product is all animated, it still looks in the same world. So I love that.
Yeah, I've liked mocap ever since like I saw the behind the scenes for Mortal Kombat, or recently on Instagram I saw the mocap behind the scenes for Resident Evil, the newest one. And
Village?
like the Village one, and I was like, whoa. Like, I can imagine, like, as an actor or someone who's like playing a role, you have to really immerse yourself in order, because you're in that environment where it's
and they
not
record the
real.
lines with them actually acting it too. That's actually real nice.
It's really nice. So you have to immerse yourself tenfold, but then seeing it play out is still trippy, whether you're watching a scene in the game or the scene when they're recording all the mocap. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's a certain magic to it.
Yeah, or
there was a big letdown because I didn't see an 8-foot tall lady.
Oh, you thought there was an 8-foot tall lady?
No, I was just like, will they actually like find somebody that tall to actually mocap? Because you'll be surprised on the lengths they go to.
No, they do. Like Mafia 3, the actor Alex Hernandez, they only used his face for his face and his voice, and then did all that, and used a bigger actor to just do the movements when all the lines were said, and not even a full scene plays out. Like I'm assuming the actor for Alex Hernandez, who was stepping in body wise, they were just doing the movements while the other actors were of scale of size to the character they were playing. Yeah, they were doing their lines while they were just doing the movement. So it's a process, however way they go. And then one of the last ones I saw when it came to that was Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, when he did A Christmas Carol, and just seeing.
Look, real quick, The Grinch was not CGI.
The Grinch was not CGI?
It was all, and then the Cat in the Hat too. Well, of course, you know, you flip the freaking cat around and everything, but the actual character is not CGI.
That was a costume?
Yeah, and like, of course, there's cosmetic and everything like that, but still, like, Jim Carrey, have you seen him try to make the Grinch face without the makeup and all that? Legit, the man can actually do it. Yes. It's crazy, but continue.
And then, well, that's pretty much the same thing he was doing. Like all the faces he made as Scrooge in that movie. Yeah. Like, all of that was genuinely him.
Oh, don't get me wrong. If there's certain, like, Jurassic Park and all that stuff, those old school, like, Alien, the Predator, and the stuff like that. Yeah. When most of it is actually, like, puppetry and stuff like that. And then they just kind of add the CGI to, like, make it, like, polished and everything like that.
Yeah, to fill in the gaps, yeah.
That right there, it still kind of captures the embodiment of it's in the same world. It's not like them, like, some other... You can clearly tell that, like, hey, this looks more like organic. Like, it belongs in this set of rules that it is reality. Yeah. Yeah. And puppetry, man, I that's another thing. Puppetry. Like, actual full-scale puppetry. Not just, like, some sock puppets or anything like that.
Yeah. Like, full-on. Like
the Aliens movie or, like, Jurassic Park.
Or, like, animatronics, even?
No.
No.
No, not animatronics.
Oh, so the real stuff.
Yeah, puppetry, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. So, do you remember... so you're going to become a pilot?
Actually, no. The crazy thing is... because, you know, you got to take the ASVAB first, right? Right. And you've heard, like, oh, it's kind of hard. And so... When I went in, because I only went into, like, looking to go to the Army, so I could just be, like, a small arms repair, right? Right. You know, something simple, nothing that doesn't take a whole bunch of smarts or anything like that. Yeah. But turns out, after I took the actual ASVAB test, so I can actually qualify and see what I can get, I scored the actual, like, Army FAC score, the composite scores. I got nothing under 115. Ooh. Nothing, and I overqualify for any job that I can get. And that's in every single branch, too. Damn it. So, and, like, and the thing is, I only study twice, so, like, it's mainly, like, verbiage, knowing words and stuff like that, and, of course, you gotta have, like, actual, like, some basic math knowledge, science, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. and I'm just really good at retaining.
Yeah, just
retaining information.
Yeah.
So like all that paid off, and the thing is, where I'm at right now, I have no idea what the heck I want to do.
Right.
I could get a way better job, like in any branch. I qualify for any little thing.
Right.
So right now I'm just the only thing stopping me right now is that I just got to lose a little bit more weight.
Yeah.
So I can make the requirements, and then I'm just gonna get shipped off.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you and cover. But the reason why I say that is because running it back to that math class we had, it is so hilarious that our former teacher was always pushing you like
to be a pilot, commercial air pilot,
a commercial like you have the body, or I'm pretty sure you can have the training to become a pilot.
Like he was like, for some reason, like a lot of adults.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I was like back in elementary or even just right now and then, but a lot of like older people, it's like, hey. After they have a conversation with me a couple times, like, hey, you're kind of real smart. And personally, I don't see that. I wonder what made me to be perceived as smart.
Well, I think it's because of, one, a lot of it is confidence and showing it out, because it will be harder. Like I'm talking from like an adult or a teacher trying to look for a student in that regard. That perspective, I would think the more someone shows me, the more I'm able to understand.
Yeah, but my main problem is I don't really see myself as a confident person.
Right.
As far as putting myself out there and like actually talking, but as far as like I have the confidence to like and the social skills to actually talk around.
Right.
But you've noticed sometimes that I don't really grab onto like the social cues and stuff like that. Yeah, everything together. Like I know, like if I take a test, I'll score good on it, right?
Right.
But like as far as common sense goes, I think I'm lacking in common sense. I'm being serious. No, but like everything together, like in some places I do see like I can be seen as smart. In other places I'm like, man, I'm a freaking stupid.
I'm a dummy.
Yeah, I'm a dummy.
I mean, I think we all have that in that aspect where we have our strengths and weaknesses in certain places. I mean, that class itself, you excelled at.
Oh yeah.
I fucking couldn't.
And I hated math so much.
You did. You always said I hated math, but you had all the fucking answers.
It's because I'm good at retaining information.
And then
that's it.
And then like God, I want to say God bless our teacher, but like Jesus Christ, I couldn't understand shit.
And he pushed me being a pilot hardcore every single day. He was like, so yeah, another cool thing about being a pilot is you get free snacks at the freaking airports. You get treated like a king. You get right past TSA, right past it. No matter what you do, even if you're not working, you just gotta show them your license and hey, there you go, sir. Like every single thing that he could possibly convince me. He was like, hey, you want to be commercial pilot? A pilot. You want to be commercial? I can't talk.
He wants you to be a pirate.
Yeah, crazy.
Or he was like, "There's my pilot. There he is." Damn it! I have no idea how I passed that class. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey man, you're smart.
Yeah, I'm
smart
pretty
enough.
I remember one time I stayed during like a lunch period, and this is fucked up. But it was a test on the different quadrants and angles.
I don't even know any of that.
Like remember the cross lines? We were trying to figure out the lines on a calculator.
Oh, like the formulas and stuff?
Yeah, like the formulas and stuff. And like it was a matter of just remembering which ones were which. And I remember I wrote them all down in a previous class and I put them on a little piece of paper.
Just but then, under your chair.
But then if you remember, he was in the back of the class, so he had a clear view of everything. So a friend of mine or an acquaintance of mine, they were asking questions, and this dude was huge. He was taller and wider than me to the point where I was literally there, and he couldn't see me. So I literally hid behind him and took out this paper and was cheating.
Perfect.
And it worked.
You know, there's a word for that. It's called serendipity.
Serendipity, and what does that mean?
It means things just come together in a pleasant way.
Yeah, it came together for me because I was like, man, I want to use this paper because I use the paper to study. Like, let me clarify that. I didn't plan on cheating, but I planned on studying, and I was studying hard. I was like, okay, it's this angle, it's this formula. Oh, okay, I don't remember. Okay, let me go back. And then when I was like I kind of froze on one of them, I was like, oh no. Oh no!
It wouldn't hurt just to take a little peek.
It wouldn't hurt to take a peek. And then I saw that my friend, an acquaintance of mine, was talking to him, asking questions, and was just in like a 5-minute conversation here, like he couldn't understand it or whatever. And then I was like,
"Oh no!"
I got my opening.
I remember last time there was a guest here who had the same class as us, and I remember somebody got slapped hard, like hard. He got slapped hard, and he was actually crying. And it's like, dude, are you crying? It's like, yeah.
dude,
I was there.
Dude, you were in that section.
Yeah.
Dude, that was Chonchito.
That was Chonchito,
That
yeah.
was him. He slapped the shit out of our very good buddy, yeah.
And he was small too. He looked real Asian too.
Damn, put him on the spot.
I know, but he was funny.
Dude,
I couldn't believe it. Like, he answered truthfully. Yeah, like, yeah, you slapped me.
It's because they always used to talk shit to each other,
yeah.
Right? And dude, this guy was the biggest shit talker too. He fucking savage, hilarious, and then Chotito was like, "Yo, man, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna get you, bro. I'm not playing." He kept going because if you tell a savage to stop, that means go to them.
Yeah.
And so all you hear is the.
And I turned around and I knew exactly what happened because I was like listening to the side of the ear. And I just see him just there on the desk going, like, I thought he was like mad or something, right? It's like, did he really get slapped? And then just, right, and he took it like a champ. He took it like a champ.
Because, dude, his hands are
No, I've seen it.
His hands are huge. And, like, I was in another end of the class, so I didn't hear.
Mm-hmm. I was right next to them.
You heard it full.
Yeah. And then Bombladis was like, alright. He didn't give a fuck. He saw that there was nothing actually like a fight going on, so he was like, alright.
He's like, I don't give a shit. I don't need to get into this.
I don't get paid enough to deal with these kids.
This guy has a bigger hand than my face.
Yeah, he took it like a champ.
Like, I don't need to do that. Oh my god. And then, oh man, it's a blur. I don't remember anything else from that class besides passing it. I remember he used to ask questions. Like, it would be like, if you can answer this question, I'll give you like 10 points or whatever. Yeah. And the one time I got a question right was when he was always kind of smart with these questions too. He was like, what drug did what's that girl's name from Wizard of Oz? Dorothy. What drug did Dorothy get high on?
Opium, poppy seed.
Oh, poppy seed. I was like, smoke opium, bro.
Yeah.
That's what they were messing with back in the days.
The poppy fields are pretty flowers. Go play in them.
Didn't he? I could be lying right now. Didn't he show us what's that dog that you took? Old Yeller.
Old Yeller. Yeah, he's the black-mouthed cur.
The black-mouthed cur, Old Yeller. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was the first time I actually seen it. I knew of the movie, but it was the first time I saw it.
I didn't even know there was a movie. I just thought there was a story. I thought it was like some folktale or something.
Oh yeah, but they made a movie.
They made a movie?
Yeah.
God damn. So, next one is, you are a roadie. The legit one.
Not really. Roadie's actually, if there's an actual problem on the stage, they go there and like, regardless, man, you've seen me.
Yeah, I've seen you.
You know my background. Yeah. I can handle anybody who comes at me or most people who come at me.
Yeah.
But I've never had to do that. But yeah, I just kind of set up for my dad's band. They play quinceañeras, sometimes weddings and at the puli and stuff like that. They're a norteño band.
Norteñas are the shit, man.
Yeah, I know, but
especially in this area. No less.
Yeah. They're always busy. They're always playing every weekend.
Hell yeah. And
they got a lot of equipment.
And what is the band called?
La Tradición González.
Hell yeah, man. And dude, I saw that. It was actually my first time seeing them live.
They're good.
Last Saturday. They're freaking amazing.
Yeah, and what's cool is that they're all my tios.
Yeah?
Except for that big dude slapping the congas, he's my cousin.
Oh, yeah. So, it's all in the family type thing.
And it's the second generation, too.
Damn it, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think, and I've asked this question.
Nah, it's going to die out, man.
I was going to ask, do you think a third generation is going to come? No. Just, it's going to die out.
The only one actually serious about it is Ian.
Right. But you never know. It could come together. You never know.
Who knows? Maybe when you have a bunch of kids, have them play.
Be his own Jackson 5?
Yeah, basically.
Man.
That's basically what they are right now.
Damn it.
My tios.
Damn it. All family, like a Brady Bunch type thing, man. That's crazy. So, what have you had to do, just what do you have any stories while helping with your dad's band?
Not directly, but I have heard because you see my cousin Scott, the guy who's the congas, right?
Yeah.
Dude's huge. Like I'm being serious. His calves are like this big.
Yes.
And he's like what 6'2"?
Yeah, way bigger than me or you.
And he's like 350 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he doesn't look fat.
No,
he
not
just
at
looks
all.
big. Remember this one time they were playing at a cantina and these two borrachos they got in a fight. So yeah, he without stopping, he just stopped with the congas, walked over there all pissed, right? Because like you don't act that way.
Yeah.
They're playing and they had to stop if they whatever.
Yeah.
Right? He actually one of them was actually taller than him and the other one was kind of shorter. He picked them both up by the neck. The shorter guy, he picked them up and actually held them, and they were like big sized dudes. And the little guy who was his feet were dangling off the floor trying not to get choked out, and the other guy he held him down, forced him to hunch over, and then he threw them out in the front of the street, and they're big dudes too.
God damn! Where was the security in this aspect? Where were they?
It was a cantina, dude.
God damn! And he just came out of
and then just like nothing, just walked back with like all stern and everything on serious face, and just kept playing the conga.
That's how you do.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy. And then, like, what are some of the benefits of, playing every weekend, going to all these places? What are some of the cool things? The food, I assume. And what is the food like mostly?
It's all quinceañera food. Every family has their own different things. There's a lot of those mashed potatoes, a lot of rice.
A lot of mashed potatoes,
and then the actual
rice.
dishes, like, it's different. You'll never know what you get.
You never know what you get, and
Yeah.
it's new every weekend.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man. And then when I saw them play at this pulga, and explain to the world what a pulga is.
It's a flea market.
Not a lot of people know that. Like,
Really?
I'm assuming, like, I wanted to stop you in the middle of the story, but I didn't want to stop the story. Fucking nobody knows what some people may not know what borrachos mean. Drunks.
Oh yeah, drunks. Yeah.
Or whatever. So
drunk people.
Just drunk people in general. Or cantina. Cantina is bar.
Yeah.
So
actually, it's a cowboy bar.
Oh.
Like cantinas.
So y'all were taking over norteñas instead of like country music?
Yeah, no, they're a norteño band, but a couple of years ago they actually did a cover of Blue Moon, but they played it with the instruments, the accordion, the bajo, the bass.
Wait,
the
Blue
congas.
Moon or
Blue Moon
or Neon Moon?
Neon Moon. Whoops.
When the sun goes down.
Yeah, and they actually sing it with that accent too, and they sound real nice.
They've done. I gotta, dude. Will they ever pull that song back out?
Probably not in the pulgas or stuff like that. If they request it, they'll play it.
Oh, I will request it because anybody can dance to Neon Moon.
Yeah, but if you're gonna see them at the pulga, don't ask for it. They're not gonna.
They're not gonna do it.
The people there are there to dance.
Like for an event or something.
Yeah.
Like a wedding or something.
At a quince or...
You could play Neon Moon at a quince or a wedding.
Yeah, and they have.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I'm tripping out, man. They did a cover of Neon Moon with the bass and everything, and they sang.
And the actual instruments, the actual norteño instruments, and they sound really nice.
Did they ever want you to be in the band or no?
Well, of course. Basically, they already have all the instruments that they need.
Yeah.
The only thing that they're missing was the saxophone.
Right.
And I tried learning the bajo for a little bit, and also the drums, but drums, they take a lot of coordination.
Mm-hmm.
And to actually play on stage, you need to be real good at it.
You have to be hyper focused.
Yeah, and I've only tried at the time while I was with them. It was only like 2 months in, so I was barely learning the drums and the bajo just to be like if they needed a backup, right?
Right.
But Ian, he's out of all of us, he's the most instrumentally inclined.
Right.
All right, and he picked up the saxophone just like nothing and actually learned it because he has a legitimate love
for music.
No, he has a legitimate love for playing in the band.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure the only reason why he's here in Fort Worth is to play in the band.
Hell yeah.
And the only reason why he isn't going off to college is for the band. The only reason why he's working 2 jobs is so he can stay and play that band.
Fuck it, dude.
Yeah, he loves it.
If it's something you love, man, you gotta chase that.
No, I'm not criticizing him. I'm just
I know that, man.
It's respect.
I have a deep respect as well for him to want to do that. And, I mean, if you have something you love right here, I wouldn't want to let go of it either, man.
Yeah.
Like, truthfully. So, damn, man. And I need to see them play again. Like, for a good reason, I need to see them play again.
Hopefully Ray's family hires them.
Oh, dude, that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, and it's like about $3,000 for a quince, which isn't that bad.
That isn't that bad. Some people will charge through the roof.
Yeah, and especially they come with their own speakers. They come with lights. They come with
everything.
Everything. Like you've seen it. You've seen them.
Yes, I've seen it.
They come with everything.
And they do like
they even hook up their own electricity for the actual breaker box. They actually hook up everything themselves. We actually put everything away ourselves. Just like they come with everything.
Y'all hear to hear.
They even DJ too. They put the actual music.
That's a full package.
That is a full package for $3,000 too. That's a really nice deal.
That's a wow, man.
Yeah.
Damn it. So I wanted to ask, how has your current training been like? When it comes to working out or some of the requirements.
Yeah, so to the way that at least with the army for sure is height. I'm 5'8".
Right.
And weight wise, for me to actually just get in, no problem, I have to drop down to 179 pounds, which ain't gonna freaking happen because ever since I was around this height, the lightest I've ever been was 195.
195,
and that's like really freaking cutting it close. Like maybe around 15% body fat tops. Right? So that ain't gonna happen. Not realistically. All right.
Realistically.
So the next part is they do neck measurement, and then where the belly button is,
right,
just flat where the belly button is, they do another measurement. With my neck at 16 inches, I need to get my stomach down to 39 inches. All right. And for context, my actual waist, my actual thighs, they're like 43, 42 inches.
So
I have to get an hourglass figure just to get in.
And you have to shave a couple more inches, like a 3
No,
or 4
just 3 more inches.
3 more inches.
But also, when I was 250 pounds and I lost that 40 pounds, my waist went down about 3 inches.
Do you ever, it's kind of weird to ask, but, it's something you notice. Mm-hmm. Because we're guys, and I remember we never had biology together. That was freshman year, but I
had biology and kinesiology. I had the big biology was always an interest of mine. But continue.
I was talking about my freshman year. I remember my biology teacher. She said, "Guys, boys, I'm pretty sure y'all wouldn't mind a woman with an hourglass type figure, type shit." And even me personally, because I dropped a shit ton of weight too. I dropped see, I was pushing 250. Now I'm somewhere around 210.
You look great, by the
way.
You
thank you. So we dropped around the same amount of weight, which is fucking a coincidence, and it's crazy. And I noticed how your body kind of it looks bigger up here because we still have our shoulders, we still have our chest, but then when you come down to the stomach, it's it seeps in. But then you have your longhas, you have your hips, you have your waist, the muffin top, right? And so I was tripping out thinking, man, it's funny how it kind of just seeps in. And do you see the same thing for you or not?
What do you mean seeps in?
At
the bottom of your rib cage, there's it kind of dips a little bit, and then the muffin top, and then the hips, yeah,
hell yeah, and
especially with us, we got some broad shoulders.
Yeah, both of us do. So fuck. That happens. So do you see that with yourself or not?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All my life I've had the muffin top. It's like a family curse. My brothers have it, my tios have it, my dad has it. But all on our dad's side. Sick.
So what are you doing now to try to cut down those inches in the neck?
I started the actual just passively, just for my own health and actually so I could feel better about myself. I was bringing it down for the past 2 years. But then whenever I was talking to the recruiters and they said, hey, you need to get your stomach down to 3 or 4 more inches, it's all right, so I'm actually going to actively try to lose as much fat as possible, as soon as possible.
And how do you plan on doing that?
I was usually eating about 6,000 to 5,000 calories a day.
A day?
Yeah.
I think I barely break 2,000 or 1,000 a day.
Dude, lucky. Anyway, so I cut it down to 2,000 and then do at least 2 hours of cardio and then 1 hour of weights. And so I can keep that muscle atrophy down as much as possible.
So do you do running with cardio or do you mix it up? What do you do?
So the gym I go to over there in Killeen, it's a True Fit and they actually have a pool there.
Oh,
a pool. So I do at least 1 hour of a treadmill, stair steppers and elliptical machines.
Good, yeah.
And then swimming. Yeah. The other hour.
Hell yeah.
So far in 2,000 was too much too fast, all right?
Yeah.
So I was actually, if you overwork out and you actually feel like shit.
You drain yourself too hard, yeah.
So on top of that, I was eating 2,000 calories. I cut my calorie intake like way more than
You
half.
were trying to have a calorie deficit, yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of overshot it too much, right? So after that week, it's like, now I'm gonna eat a little bit more. So I'm now to 3,000, and I feel so much better.
Ooh, right? See, yeah.
But
it's a good
for
balance.
this week, I'm visiting friends and family here in Fort Worth. I'm taking it easy. Good thing about me, at least at my age where I'm at right now, if I put off weight and I just kind of get lazy and sloppy with it for about a week, two weeks is a little too much, and I actually start gaining it back.
Right.
But I have like a 2-week grace period where it just kind of stays where I'm at right now.
Oh, I see.
So I'm taking full advantage of that, because we're at the cookout. I was eating s'mores like crazy.
S'mores,
I had like
ribs.
a whole like this like rack this big of ribs, like 2 hot dogs and stuff like that. Drinking apple juice like crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then
eating ice cream like crazy.
Hopefully this Sunday we go to Hooters, and dude, I'm gonna pull this out, man, because it sucks. Like the whole bus story you were talking about, it kind of fucked up our plans to go to Hooters.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. That one rental bus driver fucked it all up. I had to spend some time in Austin.
Around all that. And then I was finna pick you up. We were gonna go. Jesus, man. It would have been cool. I'm trying to find the picture right now of the amount of food me, shout out Ray yet again, and like, I have to just show you this picture.
Yeah, and 4 years ago, I could put away easily like 10 pounds of food.
10 pounds of food?
Yeah, but no, that's too much. Probably about like 5 pounds of food, right? Yeah. But nowadays, I can't. I like basically eat half of what I used to.
God damn. And
because you see me, like when I first got to Fort Worth, I was freaking slim. I was actually freaking pretty buff, right?
Right.
And then as time went on, there was no wrestling up here, and I just started letting myself go.
Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. I don't know if y'all could see that, but the amount of food on that table. I'm not saying we are, but I'm pretty sure we're going to replicate that.
Nah.
And if there's another person there who can eat, and the way you're telling me you're eating,
it's gonna be a proper send off, so I could go back to just eating freaking chicken and rice and like tons of protein and like no carbs.
And then it's funny you say the whole like there's no wrestling up here, because there isn't. That's pretty.
I was legit. No, there is wrestling all here in Fort Worth.
Right.
It's just the one school that I happen to go to
didn't have it.
Does not.
And then going back to my biology class, she actually said that the school thought about having a wrestling team, but they kind of shit canned the idea.
Yeah, because apparently I was talking to the coaches on it, because I really tried to get it started up, and it's like, nah, man, it's too much trouble. We don't get paid enough to actually, because a coach has to pick up the responsibility in doing that.
Yeah. And
a couple of years before, even us.
Yeah.
Like a longest time ago, they actually started wrestling in the freaking halls and actually sent somebody to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. People get really fucking rowdy, and if you teach someone, some basics.
And they don't respect the actual... Yeah. You have to have respect for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you have to have respect for the...
Discipline. You have to have discipline.
Yeah, that's part of any, like, whether it's boxing, martial art, wrestling, grappling... It all has a respect behind it and discipline.
Jiu-jitsu is really fun.
Oh, God, jiu-jitsu. And that's what I was going to ask. Being that you're a former grappler, like, what was it like? Like, what was it like? First,
I only was actually learning it and actually practicing it for about 2 years when I was down there in the valley with my mom. But just the very basic stuff is very freaking useful. Like, for one, it's really fun. That's how I lost about 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Just by doing that stuff alone.
Just by rolling around, yeah.
Yeah, and like the type of stuff that you're talking about is like arm bars, chokes out, learning how not to get choked out in an actual like fight, and how to not freaking die, how to break somebody's arm if you really have to, and how to break somebody's like all the joints and stuff like that. Jiu-jitsu is like no joke. It's really fun, very useful, and I just recommend it. If you had to like choose one. Like, you could throw hands, right? But that's, like... That's important.
That only gets so far.
But it won't really save your life. If you're on one-on-one with somebody, if they have, like, a knife or something like that, or as long as they don't have a gun...
Yeah.
You can fight back and actually win. Either to just not get choked out and run away, or to actually break their arm and actually, like... keep them from actually killing you.
So, you never really competed, did you?
No.
Oh, dang. Because I was about to ask, did you ever had to train a certain way, like whether it was weight cutting or anything like that, or no?
No, for wrestling though, for the 2 years I was wrestling, yes, I was constantly cutting weight. That's how I got down to 195.
Yes.
That's why whenever I came up from down there to Fort Worth that first year, I was freaking buff. I was slim. I was like,
Yeah.
I was freaking big.
You look like a freak. Like you and your brother, y'all look the freaking same. Y'all look the same age, and y'all look like y'all
He's
were
just longer.
Yeah, yeah. And y'all look like y'all could kill somebody.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like we got that from our dad, and I'm glad that we got those type of genes.
Yeah, man. That also works too.
Even right now, like whenever I was big and fat, like I could still look like I do some pretty decent damage.
Yeah, and it's all.
That's actually a reason why I was never like bullied.
That's a good thing too.
I was never in a fight because of that either.
And I was gonna say, like, the genes and having weight behind you work in your favor.
Oh, yeah.
They work in your favor. But like we were talking about yesterday, was it's all in technique, right?
Oh yeah, there's times whenever I'm rolling with like a girl like half my size.
Yeah.
She can still choke me out. She can still put me in arm bars. It's all about technique.
And how small was this girl that you were
About
rolling
half
your size?
Half my size.
Like, and how much do you think she weighed? Like 120 pounds, 130?
130 tops.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's really useful, especially for those girls out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you really wanted to like have like a self-defense or anything, jiu-jitsu, I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, for sure. And
not karate, not judo.
No.
Or judo, yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand.
They kind of go...
Because judo is you're standing up and you're bringing them down to the ground.
Yeah.
Which jiu-jitsu is on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So if you learn them both at the same time, you can learn how to get them on the ground. With me, since I knew wrestling, I knew how to get them on the ground. So like I really knew that part to begin with.
They went hand in hand together.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And then me being like a big fan of like UFC, mixed martial arts, I kind of...
jiu-jitsu a lot.
They do a lot. And I found like people would think, oh, like the casual viewer... Well, me, I consider myself a casual viewer, but like a person watching in like a bar or someone who's just like casually watching, they would say, "Oh, this shit is boring. Why are they on the floor? Why aren't they throwing hands and shit?"
Hands. It's not boxing.
Yeah, but like when you know or start like getting into it or just trying to learn about it a little bit,
or just hear about it,
you kind of find a love for rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
Really. Like, you see all the small things, all these little things you have to watch out for. Like you were saying, when two people are wrestling each other, they have to... And if they know the basics and they know each other and they're competing or they're in a scrap or whatever, they have to watch carefully for an opening.
Yeah, if you've been training for a while, you know what to look for.
Yeah. And
I don't. I've only did about 2 years.
Yeah.
As long as I know more than the person I'm going against, I'll win. And that's a good thing, is not a lot of people do know.
Not a lot of people know the
But
basics.
every now and then, there's going to be some actual like shitheads out there who actually know what they're doing.
And then
that's scary.
That is scary.
Yeah, that's why you should always carry... regardless.
Speaking of that, not the next thing, but the next thing was
legally, of course. Legally carry.
Yeah. How do you feel about the new law that just went into effect? Today's the 2nd.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Well,
about being able to...
The thing is, let me ask you a quick question.
What's up?
Do criminals follow laws?
No. Or some do, some don't. It just depends on
let me tell you that.
person.
How many felons out there carry a gun on them?
They can't because they're a felon.
How many do regardless?
A lot.
Yeah. All right. So keep that in mind.
Right.
Saying you can't carry a gun.
Yeah.
Because it's illegal.
Right.
All right. And since you actually follow the law.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be a felon.
Right.
You don't. Those that already do, or those that want to actually kill people, like let's say if they want to do mass shooting, a sign on the door isn't going to do shit.
Yeah.
They're just going to ignore it and be like, hey, hell yeah, nobody in there has a gun.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they see the sign in there, like, prohibited carry.
They say, hell yeah, I could just shoot the place up. I could, for a while.
So do you think it's this new law for concealed carry is beneficial or not?
It does way more good than harm, all right? That being said, that should be your last resort.
Right.
Pulling it out should be the last
resort. And
you should come from.
And knowing, and it goes back to the thing about discipline and training, that is what they are trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, you can have all the knowledge and training and everything, but that's what they tell you. It's the last resort. Don't pull it out.
Or somebody hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, say that shit again.
Yeah.
No, that's the last thing you should do.
Because me personally, like, a lot of people are just against guns, period, because a lot of people have given it such a bad rap.
Yeah.
Like, I had my buddy Ben, shout out Ben. He is a gun enthusiast. I mean, he has his own guns. He has this, he has that.
I got some too.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man, I'm going to ask you about this story. But, like, personally, me, I would want to carry a handgun, but I was ready and willing to wait till I was of age because the age was 21.
I don't have any handguns.
Yeah.
Because I'm not allowed to buy them.
Right. But I was willing to go through the process of, one, waiting for my age, and then
to get
two,
the actual carry permit, the actual classes and
the
stuff
carry
like that.
permit, the
you
classes,
should still get the
training.
class. You should still get the class and training if you're planning on actually carrying
Oh,
a handgun.
I plan to actually do the full
But it's
process.
great that it's up your choice here in Texas to do it or not.
Yes, yes. And that's just me personally. But other people have just, it gave them, a lot of things have just given people a bad rap, And going back to what you said about those people, I don't know.
Yeah. And also, we call the police, call 911, they'll get there, 5 minutes tops if you're lucky?
Yeah.
How many people do you think, how fast do you think a bullet goes?
It goes in milliseconds. It goes right to its target in milliseconds.
Yeah. So would you rather be able to defend yourself if somebody does pull out a gun?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be in a life or death situation.
Good than harm.
Yeah.
Last resort, you should always have it as a last resort.
Right. And then a story I want to tell you. Remember the time where you and Ian were fighting about y'all took apart a gun, or I forget what gun it was. Y'all took it apart and then it was already in pieces, and you looked down the freaking barrel.
Yeah, I was just being a shithead because we took it apart to clean it, and then Ian was just just looked down it just like a periscope or something like that. And I was just being a shithead. I just messing with him. So you know where you're looking down the barrel? No.
There could be a bullet in there. There ain't no bullet in here.
I was just messing with him.
God damn. And then speaking of being, we were a little bit of shitheads. Do you remember band in any capacity, any funny memories or anything like that? Because it was funny because when you came, you didn't automatically go to band. You were doing your own thing, and then your brother was in band with us, and he did the whole thing.
Yeah, actually,
band camp.
You knew Ian first than you did.
Yes, because we had band, and then I ended up having you in a class.
Ian did not want me to be in band. He wanted me separate.
But you came anyway.
Yeah.
You came anyway. And
also, Doorband really needed a low brass player. And I could only play euphonium treble clef because I was playing the trumpet.
Yeah. What did you do because you were in band before you came over here?
Yeah, all through middle school and the first year of high school.
And how was that?
Fantastic. I was reading music and actually playing the hard music. It was a little bit of a challenge, but something that I never had an issue with, and you've heard me, is the actual sound. Every time I went to a concert or anything like that, there's always at least a couple of judges like, hey, that euphonium is really nice sounding.
Yes.
Have more of that.
I remember
that,
man. Because we just needed more low sounds. And the fact that you were there, it helped greatly.
Oh, yeah.
Or I remember every time you would need valve oil. That's the thing, guys. Valve oil, our valves need oil. You would call it the lube.
Oh, yeah.
The lube. Do you have some?
Robert, I need the lube.
I need the lube. I need it. Or, being in loading crew was fucking funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Cassie. Me and Cassie worked so freaking well.
Y'all worked well, and then there was me and Ray. We were always just running around or whatever.
Yeah, because you're the guys who actually brought everything, and me and Cassie were the ones actually putting everything like a Tetris puzzle. Oh, it always fit perfect.
Y'all always played Tetris. I remember that. Y'all always played Tetris. Like, guys, we gotta do this right. We gotta play Tetris.
Oh yeah, Ian says that. I didn't say it.
Oh, god damn it! And then remember when we had to put in what the hell were those called? Percussion instruments. What the hell were they? The
tom-toms or whatever.
I don't want to say xylophone.
The marimba.
Yes.
Yeah, the marimba.
Thank God our knowledge came at the same time. Came. Pause.
Yeah.
Remember how hard it was to lift that sucker in the bus every week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have like some people who are like the smaller at the front where it needs to be lifted the most.
Yeah.
There's times where I have to like legit tell you to actually hold it up a little bit, just for a little bit, so I could run to the front and then pick it up from like the freshmen who are just barely having under. Like, oh my god, they almost dropped it.
I mean,
it happened a couple times too.
Y'all dropped it?
No, almost.
Or
I had to look at somebody else and like, hey, could you hold my part a little bit?
Can you hold it?
Yeah, so you're like, oh, fine. And so you're just over there straining so I can go over there and actually keep it from falling. And those things are expensive.
Yes, they're hella expensive.
And that we don't have the money for that. Or at least at the time.
At the time,
did not have
I don't think I had the money to buy a marimba
the
right
actual
here
band program.
Oh, itself? Yeah.
That was before Mr. What was his name?
I don't remember.
Mr. Hart.
I don't remember.
And all that came, I was like, yeah, you guys are pretty good. Here, have some money.
Was it really? I don't remember
Because
that.
they're the ones who actually delegate where to put the money.
Right. Damn.
And they liked me. They really liked me too.
I remember. I think they got pissed at you once just for like talking, like you're asking a question, but then the question was rhetorical. I don't remember.
Also, we talked afterwards, and it was Mr. Clardy. Mr. Clardy.
I think he's retired at this point.
I don't know, but I was talking with him. I was like, yeah.
A lot of people were scared of him.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, for the weird reason that like they were both Mr. Hart and Mr. Clardy. They really liked me.
Yeah, they were cool. They were cool with me too.
They also every single time that I was playing, and they actually give us some like training in the front. It's like, you got really nice sound.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I could take away. That I have some trouble playing the actual hard music.
Right.
But I always had good sound.
Good sound. Remember when it was our last sight reading, we had that picture when you fuck up sight reading?
We're all just down.
We were just so upset and pissed.
No.
We're like, we fucked up.
And then during marching season, I forgot my instrument.
Yeah.
And I had to, on the spot, come up with the actual to switch with Ian because we played the marching
Yes, I was going to bring that shit up.
And legit, we should not have gotten ones. We should not have gotten ones.
The circumstances were so...
Yeah, but we made it work.
I
made it work. Me. I had to make it up on the spot to make it look like it was planned. And it went seamlessly.
Dude, I remember in that part, there were...
I both ruined and made it.
Yeah, because you had to walk up and then...
Next to Ian, switch it off instead of him... Well, me and Ian were the only ones that had to change what the heck we were doing.
Yeah.
Because of my mistake.
Right.
And then Ian, all he had to do was just, instead of walking to the front, dropping it and picking it up, he had to stay in the same place and just...
Because we were, that was the, like, solo part, because there were 5 of us.
Because I was holding the trombone, pretending to play. And then by the time came, I gave it to Ian so he could do a solo, and he gave it back to me. And I played the rest of it.
God damn.
But the entire solo, I had to stand there, right, like... I positioned myself where it kind of looked a little bit planned.
Yeah.
And then the entire time I was like, God, what the fuck did I do?
You bumped into me.
Yeah. But it worked perfectly fine.
Like on video, because like, you know, they got video of it afterwards. I remember it just, you bumped into me and I was like, what just happened? And then you lined up behind me and I was like, okay.
Like perfectly.
It doesn't look bad.
It was perfect
It doesn't
too.
look bad.
And I spaced it perfectly too.
Damn it.
Like it looked planned.
It did look planned, man. Damn it, man. Crazy. And then the one last story I remember in detail was I remember one time we were in the stands and there was this cheerleader. I forget her name and I'm not gonna name drop her anyway. But it was at that time where the floss was the big thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, I got into that little floss off.
Yeah.
And this little girl, oh my god, like
cringing.
This girl could go.
Why'd you bring up that I knew how to fly?
Man, I did it too, but I couldn't do it as fast as y'all, man. Y'all were going, going and going, and you were like,
yeah, my stomach hurt after that because I just drank a shit ton of water. It was just sloshing around. I was like, oh, I stopped because my stomach hurt.
You started going slower, and you're like, I'm losing it, I'm losing it, and then she won, and I was like, dude, what the hell? Oh man. One of the last things, or the last thing, you are big on food.
Yep.
And it's a debate I ask everybody.
What's up?
So first off, I'm going to give you some quick fire food and just give your brief opinion on it.
Lightning round?
Lightning round to end this mother.
Hit me.
McDonald's, what's the opinion?
Very good, very cheap, shouldn't eat it often.
Whataburger.
The Lord's Burger. Oh my lord, it's the best thing ever.
Yes.
Next.
Sonic.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I only go there to get ice cream.
Ice cream. Jack in a Crack. Jack in a Box.
Very good if it's the only thing open.
Taco Bell.
It's aight.
Taco Bueno.
Never give it a thought.
Subway. Subway sandwiches.
They're good. They're expensive, and they're just good. They're all right.
Jimmy John's.
Never had it.
Never had it.
No.
Never.
Actually, yes, I have. Subway's better.
Subway's better. Let's see. Little Caesars.
It's hot and ready.
Domino's.
Not bad. Little Caesar, not bad. Domino's, it's pretty good.
The Pizza Hut though.
Pizza Hut better.
Pizza Hut's better.
Well, used to be.
Used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So who takes the reins now as the best one? Because there's CC's, there's Domino's.
CC is good because it's a buffet.
It's a buffet.
All right. Domino's, it's really good. Pizza Hut, like just based off their pepperoni and like stuffed crust sometimes.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. Then Domino's.
Ooh, all right. And then.
But that's just the pepperoni by itself.
And then the best tacos. Best tacos come from where?
My mama.
Fuck it. That's true. So the big debate is, I ask everybody this because, there's burgers everywhere.
Of course.
Who has the best one?
The best burger?
Yeah. Who has the best? Who is goated as the best burger? Because I think Griff's, but you've never had Griff's, have you?
Never had Griff's.
Griff's, I think it's like sort of on. I see other restaurants and it's small. I think it's like Whataburger where it's like in the area.
Whataburger has a certain special place in my heart.
Yeah,
it's real good. I've always had it in my entire life. Here in Texas a lot. The actual taste of it, regardless of it, it's actually a really good burger. It's actually and it's a good size too.
Good for real.
Yeah. But Five Guys, the flavor is like the best.
Five Guys?
Yeah,
Really?
Five Guys. The flavor is best, but it kind of sucks because they give you basically like biscuits. They're tall, not wide.
Oh.
It's nice that the toppings are free and everything like that, but yeah, it tastes real good. But best, it's Whataburger, just all throughout.
Just Whataburger. Everybody is always saying Whataburger, and I feel bad for anybody that doesn't know about it.
Also, I'm a little off guard and a little disappointed. You did not mention the Lord's Chicken.
The Lord's Chicken.
Chick-fil-A.
Cane's! I was going to say, I missed that. Cane's.
What the heck?
What do you think about Cane's then?
Oh, it's really good. Better, Chick-fil-A's better.
Chick-fil-A's.
But Cane's, yeah, is really nice. I've been craving Cane's for like a long ass time.
Me too.
Want to get some Cane's?
I
don't know.
Fuck it!
Let's get some Cane's.
I'm down. Fuck it. That's it. That's pretty much it, man.
Is there one last question on there that you didn't get to ask?
No, man. No, that's
something
all.
that you've been burning, that you've been wanting to know. Just on a personal.
On a personal.
I will tell it.
How well are you ready?
Yeah.
For the whole army thing?
Honestly, yeah. The whole reason why I'm going is I have no idea what the heck I want to do for my life.
And like you got time.
Yeah, but might as well. If I'm gonna be going, I might as well do it as soon as possible to get out of the way.
For sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just the benefits when you get out, it'll pay for anything I want to do if I make up my mind. And if not, whatever job I take has certifications I can use afterwards.
So it's not gonna be a forever type thing.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for a career. I'm doing it for the benefits.
You just wanna because you're still looking for said career.
Yeah.
Right.
And hopefully, something will come up where it'll be like, yeah, I don't mind doing that.
Because, damn it, like, you've had so many interests. You have, like, from, like, the grappling point of view or, like,
that's
wrestling.
More of a hobby.
More of a hobby, but,
Yeah, like, with the animation thing, that's not the only thing that I have extensive knowledge over.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things that interest me.
Animation, music. I mean, you're not in your dad's band, but you still did music for a number of years.
It's in my blood, both my mom's and dad's side.
So, and like with multiple interests, I think that's not the fact that you don't know what you want to do now is not necessarily a bad thing at all.
No, it's mainly I don't really have the motivation to get up and do something other than something specific. Right now, I have all the motivation to get up off my ass and do something with my life.
Right.
But as far as something as like a career or like something I really want to end up doing for the rest of my life, I don't really know.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting myself in a place where I can do that quite easily when I make up my mind.
Quite easily.
Kind of like getting your basics done in college.
Yeah. I mean.
But financially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I I wanted to do basics, but then again, I was like, I wasn't 100% in it. And if you're not 100% in it, in my opinion, why should you? Money. It's a waste, because what if I made the decision not to do anything after doing it?
Plus, you're gonna start your life with debt.
Yeah, and that's
right now I'm in debt with nobody.
Yeah, and
that feels great.
Exactly, I'm not in debt with nobody, but not knocking anybody who's had to take.
No, hopefully it works out with them. Hopefully it works out. Most of the time it doesn't.
Hopefully they're not in debt when they're like 60. Yeah, that was like the fear I always had.
Yeah,
when because there were like doctors and like teachers that would talk about it and whatever, and they talked about all the good times, they talked about some bad times, but the fact that they were saying I'm still paying off a student loan, that was like something that scared the living hell out of me.
That's back then, where they just took it just to take it.
And then I was listening.
And if you're gonna get something useless like a liberal arts degree or like a language degree or like a Latin degree where you just learn a dead language. Like, all that stuff, that's just a waste of money. You're never going to get your money back.
Yeah.
Unless you're if you take one of those, like, arts degree, unless you're going to be teaching art at another school, or helping other people waste their jobs, or
pursuing it to the highest degree.
And actually getting picked up. And that's way few, too often.
Yeah.
Most of the people who get it just waste their money.
Yeah. And I was listening to this on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday, how student debt within itself, it's like Goodfellas. Like, you ever seen Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah.
Type shit. Like, you can't even, like, say if financially your financial situation plummets or whatever, you don't have the means to anymore, they're still fuck you, pay me. Yeah. Like, with banks, when you take out a certain loan, you can file for bankruptcy. You can file for certain things, but the school is.
And the weird thing is that all we have to go on is something that we've heard. We're only 20. We don't know any shit.
We
about
don't
this.
know shit.
Yeah,
man.
Everyone just finds it out on their way.
Yeah, and that's why I do this thing, man, because I like talking about the shit I don't know or the stuff I do know, so that way I'm able to learn as I go.
Take a calculated risk. Actually make the jump.
It is.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up, but I'm just gonna say, mullets. What are your thoughts on those?
Shouldn't have them.
What?
I don't like them.
Did you see mine?
You had a mullet? No.
I never told you about my mullet?
No.
Oh,
you had a mullet?
It was the best thing ever.
I don't see why. The only mullet I've had was the wig I did when me and Ray did Pulp Fiction and I was trying to be John Travolta. And they're like, John Travolta didn't have a mullet. Well, dude, he had shorter hair to like his shoulders. Like, what do you want me to do?
If you do mullets right, they look good.
They look good.
I did mine right. I've kind of faded in. Plus, I got curly hair too. So
yeah, so that helps
really well.
Me, I'll just say I don't like it and move on, because if I try to knock someone for having a mullet, dude, I barely have hair to have a mullet. So why the fuck am I shitting on someone else?
Realistically, I'm not throwing shade or anything like that.
Yeah, I know
When do you think you're gonna actually go bald? Like, actually shave yourself bald? Purposely, like, yeah, this is a lost cause. Let me just shave it off.
Well, here's the thing. When I get a haircut, I'm damn near bald. Like, I get faded up and make it look even.
That's why I'm asking you. When do you think you're actually going to make the conscious decision to be like, yeah, I'm just going to start shaving?
Never. Because my hair kind of grows into the way it is. And I like the look. Because when the hairstyle I used to have was a comb over, but then my hair got shorter over time.
Yeah, I know.
Or, like, I never had a stay-in barber until I met the barber I have now. So everybody would kind of cut the hair different, and it would kind of fuck up the style that I was kind of looking for.
Trying to cultivate, because you have to, stuff like that, or like straight hair, stuff like that, you really need to actually cut it the same way if you're trying to get it.
Exactly.
Same thing with curly hair.
So, like, and then the barber I met now that I go to, he actually knows how my hair grows. He's seen it. He's actually done an Instagram post, but I can't see it no more. Like what my hair looked like before. Like, this was all thin up here and it's all long right here. And what do you call it? The fact that he's able to clean it up and make it look all even. The style is perfected. He does his craft and he does it well. Yeah. So that's why I like getting the fade with him, because he does it the best. And in my opinion, I like him the best. Yeah. So, I'll just keep the style I go. I mean, I got plenty of hats. I don't know if you can look behind you right there or right here. I got plenty of hats to wear. So, if my hair looks uneven, I could just wear a hat. Or I could
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I don't really care. I have headphones on for crying out loud. So, like, my hair just grows the way it grows. And I just like the style I get.
Yeah, before we stop, one question I want to ask.
What's up?
Describe the kind of person that I am in a couple short sentences.
In a couple of short sentences,
Yeah.
I would say, well, since you've explained to me that you don't feel you're overly confident,
no,
and
you're not. Just
you're not,
whatever. Just what you in your own head think about me.
outspoken,
Mm-hmm.
but retiring a little bit. Like you'll kind of hang back a little more.
Mm-hmm. Know when to turn it off.
Very motivated but unmotivated. If that makes sense.
A little bit.
Very good to be around.
Oh, yeah.
Very funny. Very meme worthy. And I don't know. That's pretty much all of it. Yeah,
Nice.
just very good to be around. Hence why I wanted to have it here. Hence why it's better to have it in person. Because
hell yeah.
if it was a Zoom call, it would just be a constant reminder that we were in a pandemic. I mean, we kind of still are. But like...
No, it's because I was like, 9 hours away?
Yeah, that too. So, look, at least we get it right here, right now.
The right way.
The right way. So, let's play this outro while I play it.
I'm not singing it.
I know you're not. But,
Carl, close your eyes.
we are brought to you by Gorilla Mob. Next week, if everything goes to plan, Gorilla Mob will be on here. We will get some stories. Our guest has no social media. Podcast, Instagram, Live After High School podcast, all lowercase. Rated restricted. This song is rated restricted the way he's singing. Live After High School podcast, number 45. The man, the player, the soldier. We're out, guys. Bye, everybody.